Welcome back to Two Passing Time. I am Maddie.
And I'm Rose.
And today we have a special guest. She's back.
Hey guys, it's Happy.
Before we get started, make sure you guys check out our Instagram account, Two Passing Time. That's where you can get in contact with us for any audio requests or anything you want us to talk about. If you want to get in contact with us, that's how you can reach us. In today's podcast, we are doing some juiciest tea or juiciest topic or titles on Reddit. So it can go from serious to not so serious. So we're going to handle pretty much a little everything. And yeah. So to get started, I'm going to start with a creepy encounter. I believe I was targeted by a human trafficker by Spiritual Box. I, 20 female, work part-time at a small business in my local mall and usually work alone. I am a sales associate, so I am required to talk to customers and encourage them to buy things. It was the last hour of my shift when a creepy man came in. He was about mid-40s and everything about him was odd, i.e. clothing didn't fit, experienced shoes, socially awkward. He originally asked a pretty standard question about a less expensive item that I happily answered. After this, though, he continued to ask questions almost as if he wanted to keep my attention to him. He then asked if he can try out our most expensive item in the store, which is a massage chair. And I said yes, we let everyone try it out. At this point, I just thought he was an innocent yet socially awkward guy. He gets in the chair to try it out and continued to ask unusual questions. We chit-chat a bit and I tell him the massage chair features and the price of it. All of a sudden, the question gets more personal. He asked what high school I went to and if I missed it. Me being naive, I said the high school I went to and that I did not miss going. He said some story about a teacher I've never heard of and said he missed high school a lot. He asked if I lived around there, to which I avoided a question but implied that I lived close. He then repeatedly asked me the price of the chair and asked me to calculate the price along with our two most expensive items in the store. I thought he was fully interested and I was convinced he was about to buy it. We made commission on the chair, so I ignored his creepiness because I wanted to make the sale. He kept insisting that he needed to walk out with the chair today, and he has a truck that is big enough to hold it. It seemed I had finally answered his question to his liking because I was able to walk away a bit. He then made a phone call and started describing how I look, my age, where I live approximately, and what store I worked at. He then said to the person on the phone, We got one. I had suspicion that he was creepy, but this is confirmed. I asked him from behind the cashier counter, You're not talking about me, right? He shook his head no. He then stood up from the chair and said he will not be buying the chair today. I was so scared and alone, no one else around me but me and him. I ran to the back and grabbed all my stuff and pulled out my pocket knife. He then left the store and hung out right outside the only entrance/exit. I didn't want to leave, but I couldn't stay inside the mall. I waited for him to go out of sight and then quickly locked the store door and ran outside to my car. I called my manager and she said I have to close the store properly, turn off lights, count registers. So she told me to go into a nearby store in the mall and call a security escort. I did that. Was escorted back to the store to close up and was escorted back to my car with no further incident. I live in a city with one of the highest rates of human/sex trafficking in the country. Was I being targeted by a human trafficker? Edit. I appreciate all the support and education on human trafficking and how they target the victim. When I wrote this post, I was not educated on this topic, and this was the first thing that came to mind when I had this encounter. I realize now that this was not human trafficking, but still a scary encounter nonetheless.
Dang. Okay, I am. Is it okay if I go?
Yeah, go.
Okay, I am not educated on human trafficking, sex trafficking, or any of that stuff, but kidnapping, I think that's what was about to happen. She was about to get kidnapped. But then again, why would they leave her alone?
Yeah, by herself. Why is she the only one working?
As a 20-year-old female.
Exactly. Like, at least have somebody else who's trustworthy,
Mm-hmm.
who like might be able to like swoop in and help out if something weird is going on. Because I would definitely hate to be in such a situation. But I feel like she was about to get kidnapped.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't even like, I don't know.
You work night shift, don't you?
Yeah, but okay, so I work night shift. But like, yeah, 7, it be dark. But one thing about me, they say that, since I work there, I'm supposed to park, not in the visitor spots or something like that. One thing about me, I'm going to park closest to the building, okay? If there's a parking lot close to the building, if you a patient, you're going to have to go park somewhere else, because there's been some times where it's been like the one spot that's like closest to the building that I can park in. And then it's somebody else who doesn't look like they don't work there. And they expect me to move, I guess because they see my uniform. I'm going to back up into that parking spot. And then also, like, with that, I remember a few weeks ago when I left work early. It was around 3 a.m. And they were just like, oh, you shouldn't be going out there by yourself. Get security to take you out or whatever. I don't trust y'all. I don't trust nobody, bro. Even security could be one of them. I was like, nah, I got Jesus.
Amen.
I'm going to go out there by myself. And if I see somewhere, I'm either running towards the hospital or towards my car. And whichever one is closer is where I'm going. And then usually, like, when I get off, so 7:30, it's usually light outside, so I'm fine.
He may have been after you. He may not have. The important thing to pay attention to here is that you felt unsafe. Use this to make a plan for how you will keep yourself safe in the future. You will shown your vulnerability, and you wisely and appropriately recognized it. The next part is to make sure you are never that kind of vulnerable again. Be weird, be rude, stay alive.
I'm weird and rude sometimes. And I guess that's what's keeping me alive.
I don't know, but like, I feel like when you're that young and you're working with other people, don't they like suggest that you walk out with everybody else?
Most cases are like that, but not always, because I remember my last job, I was like the last one to leave, and I was 19, 20. I'm just like, I don't think that's a safe thing for a 19, 20-year-old to be walking out of the building. Like, I would be there when the cleaning crew came in sometime. I would like walk out and my car is the only car in the parking lot. I'm just like, there's no way in hell my manager is supposed to leave before I leave.
Yeah.
Like,
they should reevaluate that.
Exactly. People knew I was the last one to leave, but nothing was being done to fix that.
Man.
And my coworker was like, that's not right. You are female. At least have another male here. What if those cleaning crew, God forbid, but like, what if they attack you or assault you? Because they're not part of the company, was a subcontractor. So they came after hours, after everybody's gone, to like clean.
That is so unsafe. I would definitely be like, nah, this is not happening again. Either you get somebody else in here, or just don't schedule me at these times. Yeah, because I can't.
So the next one, the title is, I went to the doctor today and I completely embarrassed myself. So, for the last couple of days, I, 22 female, noticed a really bad smell whenever I went to bed. Last night, it got so bad, it actually woke me. I sniffed my armpits and the smell was absolutely horrible. It made no sense. It made no sense since I had showered the evening before. I got up.
Wait, hold on.
What?
Wait. She didn't understand why she stank when she showered the evening before. Not even the evening, the day of.
I don't know. I got out of bed and sprayed some deodorant on, which helped a little bit. This generally concerned me, so I called the doctor's office and was able to schedule an appointment for this morning. I took another shower before I went. The doctor checked and it didn't smell anything unusual. He told me it might be a reaction to food, but wasn't sure what it could be. He asked me to call in a few days to give an update. I went home and I changed my sheets. While doing that, I accidentally knocked over a aloe plant that stood up on my nightstand. That's when I noticed. The roots of the plant were rotten to the core. I sniffed the plant and I determined that the smell came from there. I was absolutely mortified. I called the doctor's office and I had to tell them that the poor man sniffed my armpits for no reason besides my stupidity. The assistant told me the doctor was in the office right now, so she put me on the phone with him. I explained the situation and he couldn't control his laughter. I could hear his assistant laughing in the background too. I apologized for wasting his time and for the pit sniff. He said it was all right and that he got a good laugh out of it. So that was a little bit of relief, but I still don't think I can ever show my face again.
I sure wouldn't. Let's be honest. For sure, I definitely would not.
Would you even consider going to the doctor for that?
For that? Mm-mm.
I gotta give it a couple days before I be like, okay, this is an issue. First of all, I'll make sure I shower before I go to sleep to make sure that's not the cause of it.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm already in bed, what's the whole point of deodorant? It's a genuine question.
But deodorant is supposed to last 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
So you could put it on and then see if the next day, if it wore off, or the next morning, if it wore off, then it's like, you know. Before I go to the doctor, I will go to work that day and be like, guys, do y'all think it's normal for your I'm like, do y'all think it's normal for your armpits to be smelling or whatever? Like, you know, you've done everything, but it still smell. If the nurses feel like there's something wrong, I still want to trust my way. I wait until the doctor, one of the doctor coming in the morning, or I ask the on-call doctor. And if they say something,
they ain't gonna get it looked at?
No.
Oh.
I'm gonna be like, well, I had a friend who, you know, is going through that. What do y'all recommend?
Oh, you asking for a friend?
Yeah, asking for a friend.
Uh-huh.
Because ain't no way. But let me see. Okay, it says one of the comments is like, I'm a doctor and I would take 10 of you. I promise you, this made my week.
I mean, don't doctors have to handle some of the worst things?
First of all, doctors don't do anything. All they do is...
I feel like it's the nurses that do
the
most of
nurses
the work.
do everything. The doctors just come in, check to see hey, how you feeling today? Your pain, blah, 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 and then just leave.
And how does that make you feel?
How does that make me feel? It's okay because I'm going to be putting people to sleep anyway.
Are you waking them up in a couple hours?
Or no, the medicine going to have to wake them up, hopefully.
Once it wears off.
Hopefully.
But I feel like she should have...
Searched it up?
Yeah. No. Like, looked around her, like her surrounding and everything. Check everything before you take it to the doctor. Because, like, sometimes she just wasted money for what?
And it's not cheap.
Exactly. Just for a little checkup. You spending bank on that. And I'm just like, honey, you just gotta...
But I have to They just need to give some to me because I'm struggling.
I'll show them how I'll use it.
Bye.
The next story is on the subreddit Am I the A-hole by Throwaway Am I the A-hole 70. Am I the A-hole for not waiting for my mother-in-law to finish her prayer before eating? She is a Muslim, so her prayer isn't related to eating, but something she has to do 5 times daily. My mother-in-law always pulled the stunt of waiting right until food is already served at the table to do her prayer. It doesn't matter whether it's lunch or dinner, everyone is forced to wait for her until the food has gone cold. She would always say, "Go ahead, but don't wait for me. I don't mind the food going cold, but it would be rude not to wait." So we end up waiting, and then she's done. She reiterates again why we waited for her, and we should have eaten first. So this time, I was really starving and decided to take her word for it. Everyone kept telling me to wait, but I told them, "Sorry, I'm just really hungry. You can all wait if you want," and then took a part of the main dish to my plate and started to eat in the midst of various dirty glares. When the children saw me eating, they also couldn't hold back anymore and boldly reached for the food. Then everyone ended up also eating except my sister-in-law. When my mother-in-law came out, she was shocked when she saw everyone eating in the much more skimpy main dish. She said, "Why, yes, do help yourself. You've stuffed yourself up full already." Sister-in-law immediately jumped in to single me out as the perpetrator who started this while everyone else remained quiet. I told her I thought you didn't mind us starting ahead, and she said in a sarcastic tone, "Oh, you thought I didn't mind, huh? Seems like your parents never taught you manners or how to respect your elders."
Yes.
I extended politeness by saying that, but people who have some manners would know not to dig in like a pig. Others started to intercede to calm her down, telling her things like, "Don't mind her, she's young," while mother-in-law retorts, "What young at her age? I had 3 children," etc. And then told them I'm not eating her food and went back to the room. I still found it kind of funny and childish even after we left until my husband berated me, and when we got home, he asked me whether I was satisfied now and why I couldn't just be patient, that I knew exactly what I was doing. But even if I did indeed know exactly what I was doing, I believe there was nothing wrong with it, and I'm tired of her pulling these kind of stunts. But at the same time, I did cause some unrest within the family and stir things up knowingly, which might make me an a-hole here.
Nah, it's her fault. It's the mother-in-law's fault. Because why are you waiting till the last minute to do your prayer when everybody else is hungry? Like, think about everybody else. Come on now.
And she said they could dig in.
Exactly.
So I'm going to dig in. Okay?
I think I would have done it the first time
right.
she said it.
I wouldn't have waited for her.
LOL.
Wow.
I remember when I used to play soccer in middle school, I used to have a friend who lived right behind the school. So after soccer practice, we used to go to her house, and her mom, this one time, I remember, her mom brings out food for us to eat, and it was me, her, and her little brother. Her mom starts praying. Mind you, we just left soccer practice. We were running miles, and man, she's praying. This woman is praying. To the point I'm like, why are we praying for the sick people? I was like, I thought we were praying to eat. So her little brother just went ahead and started eating. I was like, here's me. I was like, okay, can we say amen already?
Which little brother was it?
Was it you?
No, it was not me. It was the other people. Which little brother was it?
The top vote for this post is Muslim here. Sunnah is to eat first if the food has already been served and there's enough time left to pray. Bet she'll love schooling her on that. So basically, once the food is served, Muslims are supposed to eat, then go pray. That's what I got for that post.
Muslims are supposed to eat and then go pray?
If the food is already served.
So she was doing it on purpose.
It looks like it.
Like, why are you doing that? What are you trying to achieve by doing
They probably
that?
don't like her.
Probably this one comment says NDS are Muslim, and I came to say the same thing. Mother-in-law just want to flex her control, and she's a major a-hole, given OP said in comments that she's the one who did the cooking, not mother-in-law, not the a-hole at all. Exactly, this has nothing to do with her prayer. It's just her way of asserting dominance, which she clearly succeeded in, seeing as the whole family bows down to her whims. I bet she gets off on making everyone wait for her. It makes her feel powerful. Good on you for eating your food and not waiting. I don't understand how making everyone else starve while you pray is seen as a sign of respect. That to on a daily basic, that is not okay. Also, your husband is an a-hole. He needs to grow up and stand up to his mother BS.
Man, mama's boys, bro. What happened?
Would you marry the mother's boy?
Me? They know how to take care of their wives, of course. But when it comes to the mom, though, that's where it's just like, it's a little like, you're doing a little too much, baby boy. Calm down. You're not going to marry your mom.
So what did y'all vote?
She's not the a-hole. The mama is the a-hole.
Yeah, the mother-in-law is just doing too much. Like, baby, chill.
Okay.
And if she want to do that, go ahead and cook the food.
Yeah.
But even if she cooked the food, I'm eating. As soon as it's on the table.
Right.
I mean, if I was that starving, that hungry, and I'm at a person's house, just walk out, bro. Like, walk out.
Go buy your own food.
That or go home. Like, I just tap on my husband. Be like, baby, I'm feeling cramps. I don't feel well. It's like something in me just like, you know, and then you hit him with the, I don't know if I can last. I was like, something's
every
kicking.
day, though?
Hey, if it works, it works. I mean, or before she goes to the mother-in-law, eat a snack. Eat a snack. Then if she does pull something like that, or have a snack in your purse.
Right.
Pull it out and start eating.
Be like, y'all playing with me. Be like, y'all playing with me. Y'all wait for it. I'm going to eat me my snack.
Exactly.
To me, she's showing stinginess in a way.
Oh my God, but now what happened? Okay, so the title is My Husband Wanted to Sleep with Other People. Now he's upset about me doing it. He says, my husband basically begged for a year, maybe longer, to sleep with other people. He knew I didn't want it. I told him no over and over again. I was crying so many times after he would ask. I told him I was depressed about it. I didn't want it. Why does he want other people? He said it's nothing about me. He just wants to see what it's like with other people. That I look good, but he isn't doing it because of looks. Basically just wanted to try anyone else. Wow. After he wouldn't stop, I said fine. I told him I didn't want to do it, but he would not quit asking, so fine, just go for it. So just go for it. He did some stuff with a person, but not full-blown sex. That's all he's done. He told me when he was begging that whole time that I can do it too, and I can go have fun and go away for the night. Well, I wasn't that interested, but I started talking to someone, and the conversation just went that way. I haven't felt wanted like this in forever. Keep in mind, he told me a week ago I can go find someone else and just tell him when I'm going. So I told him last week I'm talking to someone. Then the other night said, okay, I'm going to do it. Whap.
At least you're communicating.
Yes. Well, then he comes to me the next day and says he was so sad about it and couldn't sleep all night, and he is scared I'm going to leave him. I told him, honestly, I'm pretty pissed because I felt like that for a year, and he knew how I didn't want to do it, but he kept begging, so he's getting what he wanted. So now he's saying he regrets it and feels bad for doing that to me. I told him, oh well, he did it and it's bullshit to change. Oh, Man, it's BS to change it when it's benefiting me. Honestly, my divorce, if he tells me I can't, because he put me through so much SHIT. I do not want to be a single mom, but I'm pretty mad about this. I gave him what he wanted after all that torment and heartache, and now he is pulling this. He said he hasn't changed his mind, but if he does, then I'm done. He wanted this, he got it. He didn't care about how much it hurt me. Edit. I wanted to add more info about being a single mom. I've been a stay-at-home mom a long time. I have absolutely no family or help nearby. I'm alone. Half of me feels it isn't fair that I should have to go struggle alone because of his choice to do this. He will be fine. He makes great money. I'm the one being punished. I feel like maybe at this point I might have to, but it just adds to the hurt that I am going to have to struggle so much for something I never asked for. I didn't sign up for this. I signed up for a family. I didn't finish school, and I will not find a good paying job. I have no idea how to afford this, and it makes me sad. I won't be able to be there as much for my daughter anymore if I do this. I know parents do it all the time, but I liked the life I had before this happened. It just doesn't feel fair. Being a stay-at-home mom worked for us because he works a ton, constantly, and goes out of town for work trips, and we didn't have to worry about 2 work schedules. I just got to be a mom and focus on my family.
Does it say anything about them getting divorced?
She said that if he said, to stop, then she would.
Oh, so she likes it and she's not going to stop.
It sounds like, she wants to continue.
So she basically found somebody new to give her the attention.
But it's like, for her, the way she's explaining it is like, oh, he asked for it. And now that I want to do it, he wants to stop, So it's like, why try to stop something that you started? When like the whole time she was telling him she didn't want to do it, but he kept like pushing it for a whole year.
Could it be that he was also cheating on her while he was on work
Right,
trips?
that's what I'm saying. He probably was.
And then he was finding a way to justify those actions, where my wife is okay with me doing this and this and that. If I give her, she was a stay-home mom, so he was like, if I give her the option to do the same thing, she ain't gonna do nothing because she's a stay-at-home mom. Where is she gonna find these guys?
At the grocery store.
The heck? Shoot. Playing me.
That's so weird. Like, why would you bring something like that to your significant other? And like, what?
Why would you want to share your person with someone else? That is something like I cannot do.
And the fact that she kept saying no, but he kept pushing, he did not care about her.
So if I feel like at that point it's just like, this dude is not, he's not interested anymore. And if he's gonna bring that stupid SHIT in y'all marriage, it's time to go.
Wow, I can't believe. Oh, Somebody do something that messy.
Wow, bro. Man. He would have a good night's sleep.
That is sick.
He would have a good night's sleep.
I am sick.
Well, could we take coffee? It is almost
Jordan did a jam. I'll be like, babe, ora na hagana. Ora na hagana. Tuzobona nejo.
So this next one is going to be a serious topic.
Why are you laughing already?
Okay.
This is a trigger warning to if you can't handle sensitive topic. This is from True Off My Chest by Stan Bergmatch. It's 22 days old. The title is My Thanksgiving is About to Be Ruined and There's Nothing I Can Do. My 37 male wife.
English. English.
My
is not
37
English.
male wife.
Like,
So is the wife
Oh no,
the one
it's.
writing
I think it's supposed to be me,
Yeah.
37
Oh.
male, and then wife 30.
I think so too. I was like, wait, what?
Yo, man, what the heck, bro?
Reddit, man.
Reddit.
It's not me, it's Reddit.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I'm reading exactly how it's right.
Okay.
Okay. Let me gather my Okay. 37 male. Wife, 36 female, is a survivor of sexual assault. There's something that happened to her when she was a teenager. I won't get into detail, but to say that it has been something she has been trying to overcome since I've known her. Well, a few years ago, at a family party, my stepbrother tried to force himself on her. He has a traumatic brain injury from drugs in a car crash, so he isn't quite out there. He did this in my father and stepmother's home in their living room in full view of his biological sister. My wife pushed him away and left the room as quickly as she could. She found me and we left the party shortly after. Since then, I promised her I would never put her in a position where she would have to be in the same room as this person. I explained this to my dad and he agreed with me, as my stepbrother has had other incidents like this in the past. Fast forward to this week, where a group text between family members indicated my stepbrother will be attending Thanksgiving at my biological sister's house. I called my dad and reminded him that I promised my wife she wouldn't have to be near this person again, and he brushed it off, saying it's a big house and we could just keep them apart. Literally, the first thing my wife asked when we got home from work is, will this person be at Thanksgiving? When I said yes, but it's a big house and we can keep you apart, she told me it wasn't a problem because she and our daughter would not be going. Gonna be honest, I can't blame her at all, and I support her decision. That being said, I'm in the top spot of explaining why we are going to pull out Thanksgiving. I called my dad back to explain that we would not be attending, and he got very defensive. He told me my wife was being childish and that is not a big deal. In his defense, I have not told him about my wife's past, as I did not want to break confidentiality, but I explained that she has her very own justified reason for not wanting to be near someone who has sexually accosted her in the past. While this turned into a heated argument, my dad doesn't think it's fair that he be put in a position where he has to tell my stepmother that her son isn't welcome, because then she won't be going to Thanksgiving. I told him that my stepbrother has a pattern of sexual misconduct with women that would not subject my wife to him. There was some more word back and forth, but to the core of it, they are going to my sister's house for Thanksgiving, and it's our choice to attend or not. I feel like I'm in a no-win scenario at this point. People are going to ask why we weren't coming, and I am honestly not sure I even want to come with a diplomatic answer. I don't understand why this part of my family choose to treat this person with a pattern of sexually inappropriate behavior towards women to be near the women in our family, which indicates small children who are getting to their early teens. In the end, I have to do what I feel is right regarding the safety and well-being of my wife and children.
Honestly, kudos to him.
Yeah. Because, no. Mm-mm.
There is an update. I am going to try and write this as straightforward as I can, but I'm really heated right now, so that might not happen. To begin with, I want to thank everyone for their comments and support on my last part. We end up not having Thanksgiving at my sister's house, but end up at my wife's cousin's house instead. A lot of people thought I should have never offered, it's a big house, we can keep you and him separate, as an option to my wife, and you all were correct. It was breaking a promise I made to her, and I have since addressed this with her and apologized. This morning, I called my dad and tried to extend an olive branch after everything we had said the previous week, by telling him I just put a new TV in the basement. We are finishing, and he should come over and watch football tomorrow. He told me that's fine, but at some point, he, my stepmother, my wife, and I need to have an adult conversation because feelings were hurt. I didn't really care for the tone he said but I'm a little sensitive at this point. He then goes to tell me that my stepsister, 9-year-old daughter, recently had an incident with my stepbrother, and while I didn't get all the detail of it, sounds like in lines of what my wife had experienced. He then tells me that this little girl didn't want to attend Thanksgiving either, but they told her they would keep her safe and to try and be brave. She ended up going and had a good time. My dad then made it sound like my wife had been more childish than a 9-year-old girl. The entire time he is telling me this, my brain is going through a level 5 meltdown. I lashed out at him saying that he didn't ask a little girl to be brave and coerced a child into facing a family member that had or attempted to sexually assault her. I told him they are insane and this is going to continue until the absolute worst happen. He told me that we should be able to talk about this like adults, and I told him he's not acting like an adult. I made it clear that under no circumstances will my family ever be in the same room as this person again. Full stop. Somehow, members of my family think I'm being too harsh and I should stop being so incendiary. Incendiary? Is it?
Condescending?
WAP.
I've never heard of that word.
Me neither. Incendiary, as it's only going to hurt my feelings. It seems like they are only going to give a damn when this guy completes the creepy, touching uncle cliche and actually rapes somebody. I'm going to be 100% here and tell you that their feelings mean nothing compared to the safety of my wife and children. I keep being told that I need to sit down and talk to my dad and stepmother about this to find a solution. I don't see a solution outside of this guy never comes near my family, or I ban and force my family to be near this guy. A lot of people in the past post thought I should just go to North Carolina, and I would rather not do that, as I do love my dad and stepmother. I swear they aren't bad people, but they're doing some real heinous sugar honey iced tea for some reason they can't perceive as wrong. However, after this last bit, I'm not so sure anymore.
The people who are telling him to try to talk to his parents about it, it seems like his parents don't want to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like they already made their mind up. They want,
Mm-hmm.
they're not looking at it as a bad thing.
They're looking at him. He had drugs and he's missing some screws.
But that is just an excuse.
Yeah.
Like, you can't keep using that same thing and then you involve a child.
A 9-year-old child.
Like, and then it's so weird, like, the way people force people to, like, get over traumatic things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is, especially a child, that is gonna sit with them, honestly. It's like they're not gonna forget about it. They're gonna keep thinking about it unless they, like, heal from it. But they will keep remembering. I remember that time when this person did this to me, and I was forced to be in the same room
as him.
Yeah, because I know for sure I would remember, because that is just something that you can't forget.
Top comment is you need to call CPS, Child Protective Service. And someone else replied,
Honestly.
Please do this. How could they keep a young little girl with her abuser in the same room and play happy family by not addressing the elephant in the room? I sure as hell believe that girl was on the verge of having a mental breakdown, but was forced to, quote unquote, behave for the sake of activities. Also, not only he a sexual offender, he's now a predator for messing with a 9-year-old. Let that sink in.
So, it's his sister, basically.
Pretty much, or his sister's child, because uncle will be sister's child. Then that's his niece.
Like, when people feel uncomfortable about a situation, they like to brush it all under the rug. Like, please address the fact that this man is doing this, and for them.
I think it's an important topic to touch, coming from an African household.
Oh, honey.
I think we need to look at it from an African point of view. I feel like it's a topic that is hot and that it's just wrong. It, of course, is wrong in our point of view, but we brush it off like it's nothing.
A lot of them.
It has been repeated for years, centuries.
Yes.
It's like, why are we still avoiding it?
Oh, it's the demon. It was not him.
Yeah.
No, like,
I love that
on.
line. They love using that.
I mean, there was earlier this year, or was it last year, when a person that we knew sexually assaulted a little girl.
I had no doubt about that dude, if I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Can you?
But then, okay, so it's because we're told to, like, stay quiet. When somebody is all touchy-feely, just a little, like, they're all up in your space. You know, like, they... Oh, I feel like they know what they're doing. Yes. Because they know you're not going to speak up.
Because they know, as being females, our represent it. Our rep is important that we stay quote unquote innocent.
Exactly.
Like touch free, like pure.
See.
And
because they expect us not to say anything. They expect us to just take it and just, be quiet, because that's how we were raised. We were raised to just ignore it, only like take it seriously basically when the clothes come off. But before that,
not
it's
even
like
when the clothes come off, even after the clothes have come off, you can't even talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, would you feel comfortable going to your mom and your parents be like, hey mom, I was sexually assaulted?
Absolutely not.
No, they probably wouldn't even believe you.
And then what is if they did believe you, who would they blame?
They blame you. They blame
Goodness
you.
Gracious. It's always the female. Why? They're always going for the fact that, oh, you're just indecent. Okay, but like, let's take for an example a Muslim woman that is covered from head to toe, that you can't see anything, but she too will still get sexually assaulted by someone, by a man, and she will still get blamed for that. Like, why do we not hold the men accountable for their actions?
And then why have we as society accepted that it's okay for a male to rape a female? Like a male who rapes a female will literally walk around, be wronged, like nothing. He lives his life like if he was perfect. But you as a female has been sexually assaulted. You are broken. You are untouchable. Nobody really wants you. All of a sudden, you are a creature that everybody trying to avoid.
Right.
And it's like nowadays it's gotten worse, where it's like it's pastors and stuff, who are like out here doing it. And it's like, oh, they try to blame it on us. They're like, oh, you should not be wearing this at church, this and that. And then they also try to blame it on the devil. But then it's also like, okay, you're a pastor. If the devil comes and try to get you to do something, there's also that. If you're an actual pastor, like a true pastor, you have the spirit of the devil and the spirit of God. So the devil can come and whisper something in your ears, but the Holy Spirit can also be like, hey, don't do this. So why let the devil control you? Right. As a pastor, as a person who goes around teaching, and then y'all go and y'all still, after doing whatever the heck you just did to somebody's daughter, to a person that probably you see as your daughter, and then you go up there and you preach as if, because
so
that is nasty, and y'all won't see heaven. You who is out there, if your daddy's like that, but now y'all will not see heaven, bro, because it's like you're out here being a hypocrite. You're preaching, oh, don't do this, don't do that. but you're out here touching other people's kids when you're the one who's supposed to be leading them. You're supposed to be telling them, hey, don't do this, don't do that. But you're the one out here.
You're supposed to be guiding them.
And you're supposed to be an example to the church, but you're out here doing things. And then when people find out about it, you want to act all innocent and stuff.
Oh my gosh, it's that let's just forgive and move on.
Heck nah, bro. Man. Okay, what about the little girl?
That man accountable for his actions.
The little girl not gonna forgive and forget. The heck, they force you to forgive them, but like you will never forget that. You would
still carry that.
You would carry that with you until probably the rest of your life.
Man, we need to start. Our community needs to start holding people like that accountable. Don't just brush it off. Sure, the conversation about forgiveness and forgetting will happen, but do not force it. Take the steps to like actually be like, the man has to be like, okay, I did this, I apologize, but do not expect for that person to just forgive you right there and then. It's gonna be a process for them to be like, I hear you, like you're asking for forgiveness, but are you really?
Yeah, are you really?
Is it coming from the heart, or are you just saying it just to say it?
Because like they would say it and then go back and do the same thing again. So it's like, I feel like it would be so much better if it was to happen and then they will come and be like, if you really, really, really mean it and ask for forgiveness. See, I feel like, let's say if it was to happen to my daughter, right? One thing I love about our generation is that we're able to talk about these things, and we know like if it was to happen to any of our kids or anybody in the community, we wouldn't just be quiet about it, you know? I don't know about y'all, but I would not be quiet about it.
I'm taking this man to jail.
Yes, report him.
I'm not, because we gotta heal from trauma, and like if what's happened to my daughter, I need to show her that hey, she can trust me.
Yeah, she can come to me.
And then it's important that we address these issues that, you know, because if I leave it be, then she grows up with them trauma and grows up with all these scars, and then also she's going to have bad relationship with men. You know, she'll think all men are the same, and she'll also have bad relationship with herself, you know, self-hatred, because she'll think she caused that. And I want to be the safe haven to my kids.
Yeah,
of course.
So it's a touchy subject, but like
it's needed.
we need to stop, because there's some people, like with the whole situation that you were talking about, what that happened with that guy that we knew. So like there were some people, especially his sister. I heard this audio where his sister was defending him, and it's just like, bro, that is not okay. Yes. He's getting married. Okay, his fiance knows, you know, what she knows about it. There's no way it's been going around the internet and she don't know about him. Okay, let her deal with that. That's her decision. She decided to marry him. But like also, it gotta be known.
Yes.
Because that little girl needs to know. The little girl that he did it, maybe it wasn't just her. Some kids will stay quiet and won't say anything because they know the community that they're in.
Yes.
But people need to know, or other girls need to know, that they can tell their story. It's gonna be heard. We're gonna, you know, go on social media and talk about it, you know,
and that we are gonna be heard and seen.
Because like no, she was defending him, and it was just like, that is disgusting. Like, imagine if it was your daughter. Yes, he's your brother and everything, but no matter what, he's your brother. But if he did something wrong, do not defend him. Because at the end of the day, yes, he's your brother, but he still did something wrong. Imagine how do you know he's not doing it to your daughter? Because I know the sister who was talking, she has a kid, an older kid, you know, an older daughter or whatever, that she's probably around the age of maybe like 16 or something like that. And it's just like, imagine if it was your daughter. What would you do? You know? And it's crazy. People really be out here defending their people and stuff. And it's just like, no.
There's a time, there's a place, and there's a reason.
Yes.
There's no place, there's no time to be out here defending.
No, you can defend for a different topic. I'm not saying defend him for this exact reason. If that makes sense.
And I also feel like people need to leave his wife alone. Like, she knows what she's doing, you know? Like, she knows this is what I decided. This is who I want to spend the rest of my life with. Mm-hmm. She's heard the stuff. Maybe he might be lying to her, but also, like, really?
You're out here on social media.
Really?
You're gonna see everything.
But she sees how he is. So she's choosing to marry him. She's choosing to get engaged to him, knowing how he is. So y'all need to leave her alone. She just...
Speaking of that, I think it's very important for us female to kind of know who we get in bed with.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know, like, don't just brush off anything or everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just know your limit. You know, if you want to be with a molester, hey, if that's what you prefer, that's on you. Just know you have to work 10 times harder to protect your children.
Yes.
For sure.
Think about your kids. Because there's nothing that says that he won't do it. I mean, yeah, I believe in people changing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, people can change, you know. But then
there
it's
has
also
been shown a pattern here.
Mm-hmm.
Because when that came out, that was not the first time we heard about it.
Yeah.
Previous year, people went and stormed this person's Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about, hey, a rapist, this person did this and this and this. He needs to be thrown in jail. So a person can change, yes,
but
look at that pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Ask yourself, is this something I can do for the rest of my life? Can I trust this person to watch my 1-year-old daughter?
Goodness.
What's the limit? Can I trust him to change her diaper? Or will he have disgusting thoughts about
or can I leave? Because, one thing a lot of people, I don't know if people know it, but, like, rape can kill someone. So, like, it can kill. He can do it, thinking, for his pleasure, but end up killing that kid. Because there's a certain age where, like, kids are not even supposed to be having that done to them, I mean, nobody's supposed to be having done to them, but, like, it's kids.
Yeah.
They have not developed. So it kills. He's basically a murderer. Not trying to put anything, but, like, it's not, like, that's nothing to joke around with. Now she over here gotta be like, oh, I can't leave my kids with my husband. And if she do leave them with him, she's over here. Your mind is going crazy. It's like, yo, what is he doing to them? Gotta install cameras up in that house because you don't trust him. I have some maximum security up in that home.
Yeah.
Like, that is so scary. But I feel like we should normalize it in our community and, like, start addressing it. I understand, like, our parents' generation and the generation that came before them, it was just
they did not talk about it at all.
They didn't talk about a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I think we as a generation, we as the future, we need to address a lot. Like, we have a lot of work to do to get to a point where we feel safe, to a point where we are voicing our opinion, and we're breaking that generation curses. We're breaking that generation trauma. Because I'm pretty sure none of y'all want to raise your kids how y'all were raised.
There's some things that I would, but then there's other things that's just like
you want to do it just a little bit different.
Yeah. Because I want my kid to come to me and tell me things. Like me, I can go to my parents, I can go to my mom and be like, hey, Mom, I got a boyfriend or whatever, or Mom, I'm interested in this guy. No, because then they'd be like, first of all, they don't even believe in boyfriends. They'd be like, that's your fiance, baby. And, that's just, there's, like, things, especially the part about just my kid being open with me. That's one thing that I really, really want, like, to teach my kids as they're growing. Like, come to me with everything that you need. Anything, you can come to me. Whether
it's comfortable or uncomfortable.
If you get drunk, call me. I'll come pick you up, and then we talk about it tomorrow when you wake up. Like, call me. It's better than driving, drunk and everything. Call me. We talk about it. once you wake up tomorrow, you might get a whooping or something. But like, as long as just call me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow's problem.
Mm-hmm.
I had a song to say. I totally forgot about it. Damn.
A song?
No, I had a statement, a little insight,
But I just feel like there are people who are like, what's the word? Like, you know, they're just those people that talk like this. I'm not that type of person.
Talk while touching you.
Yeah.
There's a limit. I talk while touching, but I gotta know you.
Yes.
Like, I would touch Rosie, I'm talking to her, but if I don't know Rosie and, like, I'm like,
or
not cool
you
like
can
that.
tell, but you can tell what is it?
The
A
difference.
person. You can tell a person is fishy by when you're talking to them. They don't look at you in your face. They look everywhere.
Or
they look at your chest. They look at your chest. They start making these little comments and stuff.
Oh, you have a big chest.
Who?
You haven't had
Somebody
them
has said that?
Or they got a whole wife.
They
got a whole wife, and then they be coming to you. They be coming talking to you, looking at your. Oh. Why did I just get that? I cannot. But no, there be some people who have wives and everything. Like, you got a whole wife, you got kids. You over here coming to talk to me. You looking at my chest, bro. Like, go my hamwe. Okay? Go to your wife.
Thing, like, it's so normal in our culture. I don't know if that's the way to, like, show, what is it?
Attraction?
No.
I don't think so. It's more of, for example, if a married man is hitting on you, you want to save his marriage, his family. You just don't want to disown your family and...
You come up to me when you married, man. I'm gonna be like, let me call your wife.
Yeah.
Let's talk while your wife is beside us, okay?
Right.
I cannot. That's why I don't talk to what. You know who I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? That's why I don't talk to old dude. You come talk to me while your wife is there. There's two of them. Yeah. Man, talk to me when your wife is there. Do not talk to me if she's not there. That's why I just I be minding my own business. I go to my car, playing with me.
I respect that.
Thank you. But bro. And it's like, if you're not ready to get married, do not get married. If you still want to go effing around, please F around while you're still, single. Because then it's like you're ruining your wife. You know, you gotta think about your wife. You're ruining your wife. And also, and it's a lot of married men who be out here, raping and stuff. It's like, think about your wife, what your wife has to deal with, because Africans will talk. And they will talk in front of your face. Them people, they got no chill. They will talk about you in front of your face.
And they will be out here blaming that wife.
They will blame the wife too.
And if the wife was taking good care of him,
he wouldn't be. Man, some guys just can't have enough.
Why are we in married people business?
Like, get out of my house.
Man,
if that happened to me, I want to show my face in anywhere again.
Yeah, because
then it's like,
I'd be like,
He might have to sleep outside for some time, because it's like, you didn't embarrass yourself, you embarrassed me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ruining my name and everything, and my daddy's name probably too. Nah, my dad calling my phone and everything. Man.
LOL. I think we are good. Any last comments?
Nah, y'all just get your man straight. men, even it happens to guys too. Let's just not say. Let us not talk about girls, but it happens to guys too. For you out there who don't know how to control yourselves, pray about it. Pray, ask God to give y'all self control, because y'all ruining people out here for real. Like, get it together.
Get them demons straightened out.
For real, get y'all SHIT together, because y'all ruining people, guys.
And I don't think people realize that relationships kind of prevents the next relationship from being better.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, because the baggage, the awful things that you go through,
you carry it.
yeah, you're carrying it into the next relationship.
And then when would that stop?
Even when you find somebody who can treat you right, like who's doing everything right, it's like so hard to accept them and also to like show the same energy, because it's like you don't know whether you should do it or not because of what's happened to you in the past. Man,
Yep.
bro.
I think I want to get in a relationship, or the person that I end up with, I kind of want them to be somebody who hasn't experienced so much trauma. So that they're not putting me down because
of things that they've been through.
Yeah, they're gonna like project it onto you. They're gonna be like, oh, she gonna do me the same way those other people did me, and I don't want to do that same thing.
Why is that him right now, bro? You every time I some all these girls been wasting my time. I won't waste your time, baby. Let me stop. Nah, that's that. I feel that.
Yeah.
Like, guys I'm not saying all of them.
Yeah.
Please do not come for me. But even girls too, they be just going around dating back to back, having
the serial daters,
like having sex back to back with different people, and then it's like you can't even find a decent guy because they've been ran through, bro. Man.
Okay, y'all. It's getting late here. And so it was a pleasure having you guys here. Happy, you are welcome to come back anytime. You know that.
Thank you.
We enjoy having this small little talk with you, and we enjoy your little inputs. I know I did. Let me speak for myself.
We both did.
Yeah. So I think this is it.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and just spread the word. Yeah. Come back for more tea and laughter and
Serious talks.
Everything.
We got it. Two passing by